Good morning, people. How you doing? How you doing? Oops. Hopefully everybody's good. I just decided to wake up and come live because I have some questions that I wish I can get answers for. I wish I can get answers for. Probably someone will be able to help me out. I promise I will not speak in anger. I will not respond in anger. But it's just one of those times that we're living in where people don't really question things. People don't really have that thought to everything said by somebody. Especially our African brothers and sisters. Africa has always been a place where, they're just consumers. It's a consumers continent. We consume information, we consume this, we consume this, we consume that. And we don't really process whatever, hold on there. We don't really process whatever that we get told. I want to start saying, actually, wait. Before I continue talking, can everybody hear me? If you hear me, just thumbs up or something like that. If you hear me, I'm gonna be live just for a few minutes, hopefully. Let's try to help each other here understand this. Let's just have a discussion about this. Let's not catch feelings. It's just a discussion. It's what? Dialogue is very important. Where dialogue is limited, progress as well is just, it's not there. Can never be there. Can never be there. So take time to share, and if you can hear me, just do thumbs up so that I know my sound is cool. I think my voice is better today. Okay, I'm improving, right? So we need to understand something, some questions that I have. And good morning to everybody saying good morning to me. And good morning to those who are watching that can't really comment, but inside you have a lot of questions as well. let's just wait so that we have some people joining as well. Just wait. Let's say 2 minutes maximum, and then I'll ask some of the questions, and I say things I want to say. Let me just, of course, tell you where I am at myself at the moment. People might not see beyond just my face. They cannot see beyond the picture. They cannot see beyond my voice. I'm doing my best to remain calm, to remain composed, to remain strong, irregardless of what the adversary is trying. The adversary is not always the devil. It's not the devil, always. Even the Bible says the enemy is the member of your own house. Now, who is a member of your house? A member of your house can be your child, can be your father, can be your mother, can be your sister, can be your cousins, your nephews. In simple terms, the Bible is just trying to tell us that when there is an enemy, it's someone close. It's not someone very far. But however, that's not what's more important. There is this scripture I wanted us to look at before I ask the questions I want to ask. And these questions are meant to help me and help someone else also. When the Bible says, my people perish because they lack knowledge. What is the Bible referring to? My people. Who are God's people? Who are God's people? Is everyone God's people? No, not according to the definition that we've been taught over and over and over and over again. Christians are God's people. Okay? Christians are God's people. Those who follow God are God's people. All right? Yes, there are some scriptures that even point out to Jesus telling the other guys that you are of the devil. So they are God's people and they are people of the devil. But we have a problem, guys. We have a threat at the moment. And the threat we have is the knowledge lacking of who we really are. It's the knowledge of who we really are. I'm just waiting a few people to join in. And then I can ask my questions. Right, let's move. Guys, so during this pandemic, I've seen different people asking, but God never mentioned about when the pandemic is finishing. God has never, even before that, just one particular certain man of God actually pinpointed. I'm not going to say his name, but one particular man of God actually, pinpointed where the coming pandemic. But nobody said when it was going to finish. Nobody said. But, again, that's not so important. And then you have someone who comes and say, oh, what God told them about coronavirus, about the pandemic. And then when you listen to the message, the whole script How is that so difficult to see that someone is sitting on the edge? They are crafting, they are narrating a story that is not even there. Okay? It seems to me that God is more concerned about pastors, even though the same pastors are the ones responsible for family hurting, family breaks up, women violated, even some men violated as well. Do you get me? Some men abused and things like that. Abuse comes in any form, comes in many ways, right? And the same God comes and say, oh, you see, the same people will be dragged in the streets, they put in the media and they commit suicide. It's not true. Now we know what is being really tried to be said there. Because you realize that the same people talking about, oh, God is, these people who then commit suicide, are the same people that physically handles people anyway. There is so many cases that people would come and we know people been beaten, people been this, people threatened, people like that. Now I wonder, why wouldn't people commit suicide anyway if they are physically being handled by the people coming from the same kind of pastors talking about, oh, this coronavirus, those people, and then it's going to be an example. No, it's not going to be an example. Tell us the truth. The truth is you are planning to do nasty things to some people and make an example of other victims to say you cannot speak. I have a big question. If this was a case of God is speaking to you and is talking about, is going to defend you and stuff like that, why can you just keep quiet and let God, do what God does? You can even tell by your body language and the lies coming out of your mouth. It can't be the same supreme God that everyone else believes is God. It can't be. You lie like that. You lie so much to an extent where, like, I don't know, like someone actually getting embarrassed for you. I'm not trying to say, oh, God didn't speak to you or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But let's look at facts. To me, more look like intimidation. You are intimidating people out there. But you know what? There are people like me who are not fooled. You cannot swerve me around. You cannot push me aside simply like that. It can never happen. Trust me, it can never happen. I was built by a strong woman. A strong woman. My mother has built me so much from a tender age. I can never be as soft as I look. You can never do nothing. You can never. You can never. Touching me is your end. Simple as. I have said this before. It's on public record. Everybody knows. People act like they are fools and things. Even sometimes people clapping for you. I remember in Zimbabwe we had a president that he would hold rallies and things like that, and people would go there. It's only when when people decided to stand up to him and march to the White House, and then the military turned against him, that you realize people are not loyal like how you think they are loyal. By the way, loyalty is not a bad thing. It's just the stupid loyal to think that you can cover crimes and things for someone as a sign of loyalty. That's stupid. Because if you ever try to be something in the future, guess what? Those things are going to haunt you. They're going to haunt you. So, okay, this God tells us that anyone who ever try to speak about the injustice done to them, they're going to die. No problem. We're going to die anyway. for those who are going to die, not me anyway. And some people I know are not dying. But life is its point of ending. It's this is just a short period of time. Let me tell you, enough with intimidations, enough with taking advantage of people. You know? Likewise, I always say, I don't watch your broadcast. I got sent those videos, the clips where you mentioned, and you mentioned them in stages. Okay? Let's not try to look like all of a sudden you are the one who's now against the prosperity gospel celebrity preachers. You are the father of celebrity kind of looks in the whole of Africa. All of a sudden you are not all that. That's not necessary. And you talk about, pastors depending on this, depending on that, depending on that. You know what? There is this guy, I want to block him. I want to block this person here. Okay, we see you, fake account, innocent Quincy or whatever. That's a fake account there. This is probably them guys watching anyway. You guys, you are full of no. I want to say the other word. You're full of nonsense. You're full of crap. You understand? Just come with your accounts. We know you. You're concerned about what I say here. You know? It bothers you a lot. So God is speaking about people going to die. Don't be surprised about what you hear. You are already preparing people to be zombies to truth. You understand? No, if you innocent queens, if you are a real account, post your picture. Post your picture. Post your picture. Anyway, it's not necessary. Whatever fake account that's here, we know them. Listen and to learn. And some of you guys don't be funny because by just your writing, I can actually tell who's behind that anyway. You know, you cannot try to pull tricks that you used to use me in. These are some of the things you used to use me to do anyway. So you can't. Just forget it. It's not happening. So God is speaking about, okay, these people will be paid. Paid by who? Paid by who? You know, it's so unrealistic to think Ashton Major will just wake up one day and just fabricate a story about somebody. It's unrealistic. It's something that most of you will never see coming in 1,000 years. First, we are starting a church. Second, we are getting paid. We are getting paid to speak against what? You come in people's homes and you do what you do. You violate people. You do all this stuff. And then you talk about, it's a spirit of the time that is coming. What spirit of the time? Are you the spirit? Because you are the one who started all this uncertainty. And because of your pride and because of your ego, I can't stand talking to you like that. So obviously, I address you the same way you address. Imagine, I don't even have a lot of followers here anyway, but you're still concerned about what I say. Is it not ridiculous? Because there is something about truth. Truth always makes people uneasy. It always makes people uneasy. You people tell me that God is only concerned about pastors, that he doesn't care whether they rape people, they abuse people, they abuse their positions, they do this and they do this. They even do some criminal activities, you know. And God still say, no, they are my pastors. It doesn't matter. There is nothing called condemnation. But there is something called morality, brother. There is something called common sense. There is something called respect. Just because there's no condemnation doesn't mean you shouldn't respect people. And we are still living according to the laws of the land anyway. You are not a spirit. You are a body, a human being. If you don't want to be governed by the laws of countries and stuff like that, then don't become a human being. Become a spirit altogether. Which Paul said, for me to do that, I have to be out of the world altogether. I just have to be gone. Anyone who comes to demand justice, they are looking for something from you. That's always the narrative. Always the narrative. And these things you talk about that people are coming after you, do you really have them? Do you have them really? Please tell people the truth. It's when you go to company house that you realize that, anyway, let's not go there. But it's not important. You keep adding one thing to another thing, one thing to another thing, one thing to another thing, a trail of lies that even a kid can discern that these are lies. God didn't decide to come and tell you that, hey, you touch this person, you touch that person. In your own words, the anointed is not a pastor only, it's even a Christian. So God didn't tell you touched another Christian, go and confront it. No, He didn't tell you that. He didn't say to you it's wrong to put your hands in a lady's panties when she didn't consent to it. No, he can't say that to you. He didn't tell you it's wrong to force children to do what they are not supposed to be doing. God is not telling you that. But He came to tell you how He's going to kill people that are going to come out and demand their justice. God is going to stand with you while He is destroying other families. At the expense of what? Of you? What is it really that is protecting? You know, let me tell you this. If there is such a God who operates like this, I don't want to be part of Him. I can never serve a God like that. You see, this is why I always see the white community don't even want to come and mix with black people in churches, because they realize all this nonsense, all this diabolic talk. The things you say on some of these broadcasts, why do you edit them out and remove them from YouTube? You have a guy who said, never take no for an answer. Now I have another question. When you say that I don't take no for an answer, to what extent are you talking about that no? Is it no for an answer to what? To what? To everything? In which we know that's what you say. So even if someone says no, you're still going to try to find a way to keep proceeding because you don't take no for an answer. And God is still coming to say, you will kill people. Coming from the person who once had a conversation with me, and then before things turn a bit salty, me and you is too cool. And you say, oh, people don't even know I can load all my money and fight them and fight them and push them to the edge until no one can even recognize them. Oh, many people are in prison. Some are gone because of me. Yes, I have it on record. So you can't even, And then when I finally confronted you later, you come and say something like, no. I have never claimed a code said many people are in prison or what. I never say that. When you know exactly that you did and it's there. And then you come again, the same God talks to you and he calls people witches and demons. The same people that are contributing to your things that you're doing and whatever, working hard, doing this and that. And working hard, I'm not only talking about the monetary aspect. I'm talking about even the effort to be present, because time is money. You understand? Those people are now witches. At any moment, you yourself, you can't be called anything. You dip yourself in this thing, in that thing, in this thing. No one calls you a witch. You see, this is what always happens when you give someone too much power. And you can give someone too much power, but just keep dispensing respect with them, and they keep coming at you. Man, and this thing that's happening to me now of this guy that he has been sent to come after me and all this, and the poor guy uses voice notes and things like that, which is pretty much stupid. Let me tell you, do whatever. I honestly do not care. I don't. You know what? You have done the most. The climax of wickedness, you have already reached it in the things that you have done to me. So anything else after that, I think it is just minority. Do you get me? Nevertheless, never expect anyone to commit suicide. I don't care. And when you tell people, oh, they'll be dragged in the media, we know who's the king of social media. It's you. It's you who's so obsessed with these kids in Africa. Please let these kids in peace. It's you who like going into this social media. Oh, we control these pages. We control these pages. And you don't tell me forgiveness is power. You yourself put yourself in my shoes and forgive. And forgive. You don't forgive a proud person like that. Just run your mouth like nothing is happening. You don't. I want to assure you this. We will get to the bottom of it. It's a fact. It's a fact. There's no threats or whatever. Otherwise, I'm actually someone who, in my life, I have never fought anybody, like physically, like, mishandled anybody. I don't know. Never. I think you can actually tell by looking at me. But it doesn't mean that my mind is dead. So I have a mind that's pretty much functioning. And I can see where people try to put you in traps and things like that. I can see it. I see it before you do it. I can read between the lines of what you're saying. Just in case what you're doing there, they say, oh, man, what are you saying? But look at the things that you're doing right now. And then you said that, oh, these people, this wish is just to get people to live. No one is being taught to live anywhere. They shouldn't live nowhere, live no one. Do you understand what I'm saying? They should use their common sense, use whatever that they need to use to make their own decisions. Don't try to think for people. People will always see the lies that's being told. Don't create a narrative to make people enemies. Let me tell you, you people. You see, I had one person came to me one time. He just texted me out of the blue, and then the person said, "Oh, look, Jesus heals." That's what Christians always do. They always come up with all this lame talk that don't even believe themselves until you just step on their toes and then they shoot you in the leg. That's where the problem is. Let's face things as they are and stop hiding behind the Bible. Let's stop hiding behind the Bible. That's why you are creating predators and all these abusers, because you keep saying the same things and keep saying, and people getting hurt, people disappear. You don't even try to find out what happened to the person. Is the person okay? No, you don't. I'm the one going on day by day here. No one is here to see what's happening with me. Do you understand? And I don't wish anyway. You see, I don't wish to have anybody here, because obviously everyone has shown their true colors and everything, and that's just life. You can't be dependent on people. You can't. That's a fact. The Bible says, cursed is a man who trusts in a man. And you guys are actually walking in a pile of cases because you trust in a man. So the problem is, someone can just come in and say, God said, God said, God said. Now, this God never told you that what you are doing is wrong. He never said that. He never came to you and say, address this issue. Okay? You had to be confronted. Confronted. Imagine. You didn't come and say, oh, I'm sorry, there's something I done that you don't know about. No. You had to be confronted. That's where the problem is. And it amazes me how you act like you never have time. You have time, and most of your time is committed to doing nonsense. That's what people don't know. Oh, how Moses, let me tell you the truth here. Let me tell you the truth. In the Bible, I don't think Moses was taking money and come and try to bribe this person and then bribe that person and bribe this person and silence that person. Or Moses would even go and take people's daughters, abuse people's sons, do this with people, just step over them, silence them, do whatever. He said, God came and said, were you not afraid? Yes, I'm not afraid. Why am I afraid? The perpetrator come in my house, take my kids' happiness, take my own sound life. How am I afraid to confront you? Such a privilege is a scam to believe that no one should speak to you. I do. I'm speaking now. I'm speaking now. Oh, why we never respond? You respond. Stop lying. You respond. After this broadcast, phone calls will be flying everywhere. No, Glory, you don't know the whole story, so I think that's where the problem is. I get your point as a Christian. I get it. Right? Suddenly, in fact, probably I did, but someone still need to face whatever they need to face. They need to. They need to. You can't have someone that walking with shoulders up sway like this. Like I ask a question. If you have children, how much would you trade your children for? How much? How much would you trade your children for? So guys, this whole thing of God going to kill anybody about nothing, that's pretty much some crap, okay? It's not going to happen. God ain't killing nobody. If God is killing you, start by the same person talking that, because done too much, okay? You touch too many lives, destroy too many lives and stuff like that. and it's on record. All right. All right. So let's not insult God and by talking about things that are unrealistic. By the way, my story is still going to be told as soon as it's ready. You're going to hear about it. Otherwise, you know, you guys don't come and stress yourselves. Yes, Glory. I'll leave it to God. Trust me. I'll leave it to God. But manipulation is real. You, dude. Honestly, honestly, and I don't even have words. I'm actually weak at the moment. Weak, like. Ah. So one more thing before I go is, someone tell like, well, whatever happens, don't be surprised, or the media will support people who do this and this and this. What are we being told here? It's just a question I wanna leave. What are we being told? I don't understand. Why is it always to do with the media, the media, the media, the media? First of all, you are not even a public figure to that extent anyway, where the international media even recognize you as anybody. You are still small in those circles. You get me? Probably that's your desire. Okay? Always been your desire, which I have no problem with. But you seem to be saying something that I personally want to understand. What are you saying? You know? What are you saying? What are you saying? Now my question is, should the shepherds keep abusing the sheep? Because God is only speaking about shepherds. He's not speaking about the sheep. What happens to the sheep? Sorry, Gloria, I stole your hairstyle, man. Exactly. Our brains is more powerful than the media. That's true. So guys, just look out there. And the only reason why I came out on this small broadcast this morning, I just wanted to tell you, like, don't be part of people who fight victims. Don't fight victims. It's actually better that you don't have anything to speak about than to be found, fighting people who are victims to something. Don't do that. Don't do that. By law is wrong. Moral wise is wrong. Unless what you're trying to do is to bring peace. But don't inherit enemies you never created yourself. As I mentioned earlier on, I can be friends with anybody, okay? But I can never be an enemy of my truth simply because I want to be accepted. And that's where most of us we fall, because we feel like we need to be accepted. We need to be accepted by who? By who? You should get to a point where you accept yourself. You get me? I'm actually proud of myself because right now I'm even able to speak and it's like gaining myself back. That's actually good. But what about the people that never recover from this? Some people just can't seem to recover from it. What about the victim? What about them? Okay? So let's not just, you know, me, I'm very happy. Anyone who wants to walk away from my life simply because I'm speaking of my truth, you walk away, dude. Walk away, lady. It's cool. It's cool. Truth cannot be prevented. No, it cannot be prevented. And this is not a thing of social media. Like I said, the only king of tantrums, you already know the king of tantrums. Oh, what the king does is be on social media there, or whoever manages it, you know, and sending all those stupid messages like a kid, like a kid. And all these people that are depending on you, man, you should actually feel so bad about this. Like you have many people believe you're telling them the right stuff, right? But then all you're doing is talk crap and feeding them and poisoning them. What. I have a brother of mine that just posted something. As of recent, he posted about something. It's not even that deep. Never even mentioned your name or anything. And nothing to do with you. You tell everybody go and block him. Block him for what? For what? We are not telling you to block what. We are not. And the biggest mistake you do is that some of these girls that you deal with, you end up pushing them away. You are doing the biggest mistake. You should do that. What does it take to go to and say sorry? What does it take? I'm talking about sincere sorry, not the one where you're still the big mafia person in there. No, sincere. What does it take? Go and say sorry. You travel, whatever it is, fly, swim, whatever. Make an effort not to be like you're a big fish. I don't do this thing. Okay. Now, when you refuse to do things in a certain way, you end up doing them in another way. So whatever you are doing at the moment and indirectly coming at me and things, it's cool, man. I'm not going to lose sleep over that. Anyway, I was losing sleep, but not because of that, just because of the whole thing. Because sometimes I'm sitting here and I just think of it. Say, you are cool with someone for like now, and the next moment is if hell break loose. One of my brothers asked you a question. He said, how did you expect us to respond? I even asked yourself that. If you was me, how would you? Your answer was, obviously, I'll be angry, but maybe it will be a different situation if the relationship continues. Okay, if it continues, what? You won't be angry? I have no words. I have no words. So, guys, one important thing, take care of your families, take care of yourselves. There is no one who cares about you more than you. Don't put your life entirely in someone's hand and trust that they'll do well with it. As long as they are not God, they're going to do some crazy things. Okay? They're going to do some crazy things. And you'll be hurt in the process. It's a sure thing. But as for me, guys, I'm so reluctant today. I just wanted to ask you these questions. Why is this God talking about people dying because they came to confront the shepherds who were abusing and misusing them. What kind of God is that? I needed an answer. I haven't got it. Maybe someone is going to answer me. Okay? As for me, no, I don't believe all that stuff. I'm not near there. It will not work with me. Never did anyway. All right. Because I know myself. I didn't make myself an enemy, even if it was the case. I never made myself an enemy. Just wake up and say, I'm an enemy. I'm still not. You know, maybe you are because you're the one offending, still offending now. So don't even bring that conversation into me. I'm not that kind of person. All right. So you, sir, take care of yourself, and when truth comes out, please tell people what's really happening. Don't don't play all these funny games and playing with words and looking innocent. Because you probably want to say, "Oh, look, I said it here." No, you didn't. All right, don't do that stuff. Please, just tell people the truth. Like I said in my last podcast, people forgive. Okay, even me, I probably want to, but I think we are missing each other in your behavior. That's where we really. And how can I even forgive you? You know what? I have not set you down yet. Like sit you down actually for you to explain to me what was this all about. And even if I do, I would even be giving you a hard time. Trust me, because you can't explain those things. But what's more important is to tell your people the truth, especially the ones very close to you. Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth as it is. They will defend you better, and they will defend you with love. And when they defend you, they won't go and do stupid things because they know how sensitive these issues are and on what grounds are they trading on. Now when you lie to your people and you tell them something else, obviously because they love you just like I also did, they might just go and do something stupid without thinking of consequences, and also just not knowing how tense these issues are, you know, can cause them to say wrong things out there. And then it broadens the wound instead of minimizing the damage, okay? It doesn't take much to say, oh, look, if it's your wife, if it's whoever, hey, look, I messed up, this is what it is. Is there any way we can sort out this, I mean, just know that that's what's there. Because if you lie about something, then you have to keep defending a lie. And it's hard to maintain, especially in this case. You, it's really hard to lie around it. It's just, oh man, it's too big. It's too big to be lying. You can't. Then I feel for you, you know. Probably I'll be the same trying to lie if I was in your shoes. But hey, you have to be an experienced liar. You have to be an experienced liar. A very experienced liar. But then what in the end of the day? Because some some of these people, you might think that they are weak now and whatever. But you know what? In life, people always grow. They will confront you again. And they might confront you at a point where you don't need those kind of confrontation. So you are building up into the sky just to meet distraction up there. For what? simply because you are not a humble person who can just admit, tell your people, I did wrong. I did, surely I did. It's not a lie. By saying, you are big, you are big, you are big. No, it's not happening. You see, this one, I'll see that it comes to pass. It's not happening. You can't do anything. And whatever you are trying, you know, you, we have been threatened that our families will be touched. Okay, go and touch them. Now I said it on public. Our families will be touched. Now, I didn't say you send the threat, but it's linked to you. Okay? And I've multiple times sent a message to say, please stop doing that. I don't want to keep bringing that issue again. But no, you don't listen. You don't. You don't listen. You lie that you don't watch when you do watch. And then I'll be receiving phone calls here. Oh, please, can this go down? Please, can this go down? This is just brotherly talk. What? You know, all those guys. You know, and most of these guys lie as if they're sincere. Now, there's no sincerity in whatever they say. Yeah, but it's not important. Just don't. If you wanna go ahead and do what you said, you know, I'm not scared about that. Do it. Do it. Does it make any better? No, it doesn't make it any better. Does it? You know, even if you isolate me like this, it does not matter. It's not gonna change anything. Okay. By the way, I'm not isolated. I'm solid as ever. You know, the only person that I need to worry about is my own health. Okay, and taking it easy on myself. But anything else external, I'm not. So, guys, have a blessed day, and don't be fooled by lies. Don't be told things that are superstitious. God is merciful. God is loving. He's kind. All right. So far, no one has the answer to this pandemic. Okay? Just believe in God. Any other voice, let it be a liar. Amen.